Hello everybody and welcome back inside the box for another episode of Gunpla Kitbash with me, Kukamatsu. In this episode, it's a new year and so a brand new project. So, let's jump right in. Okay, it is time for a brand new project and it is this, the Master Grade Freedom 2.0. In my opinion, one of the greatest Master Grade kits ever created. And in fact, this was my very first kit that I ever built when I first started Gunpla. I was getting back into model making. I wanted something more complex and interesting in terms of the build, and I went to my local hobby shop and picked out two master grade kits. It was this one and the Zaku 2. I mean, what a couple of great kits to start with. This one was my absolute first one and my first Kitbash project too when it comes to Gunpla. I will actually show you that project. It's a little embarrassing because it's old and doesn't represent quite what I do nowadays, but I did want to show it to you anyway as a beginning point. You can see the arms are missing. I stole them and used them in my Sniper 2 project. I absolutely love the Freedom 2.0 arms. If you've followed along at all in my other projects, you've seen me use them before, whether on Instagram or here on YouTube. And so excited to use them in the kit they actually come in for once. I took a bit of a break over the holidays and feeling refreshed and excited to start a new project. I hope that however you celebrate the holidays, you had a good one and that you're excited about the new year, 2022. Since this is one of my favorite kits and the first kit I ever built, I've actually built this one 3 times now and I think I still have one in my backlog. The question kind of comes up in my mind as to why do a custom project on this kit if it's so good, if you enjoy it so much, why change it? And I've been thinking about that a lot, and I think everybody has different reasons for why they customize their kits. For me, I think one of the things is that my favorite part is the build process, for sure. And even in a straight build, the part I enjoy the most is definitely getting in there and putting it all together. But the truth is, I spend more time taking the parts off of the runners and denubbing them and that kind of stuff. That's where most of my time goes. The build process goes pretty quickly, and I like to spend more time with it. And so part of the reason that I like to do the customization is so that I have more time in that building process, and also get more familiar with the kit because I end up taking it apart and putting it together and taking it apart and putting it together in that whole process and really become familiar with how it's all working rather than just building it once and then never doing it again. Also, I think if you spend more time with something and building it like that and making it your own, you just become more familiar with it and it becomes more meaningful to you. And also you end up creating something that is totally unique, that there's only one of. Instead of it being a kit that a lot of people have, it becomes something that only you have. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. And then there's the other part of it, the Gundam universe is really cool. It sparks my imagination in terms of, thinking about how these things would be used, how they would defend, how they would attack, all that kind of stuff. And anything that gets my imagination going like that, I'm a big fan of. And so spending the time with it, with a kit, gives me that opportunity to really delve into my imagination about how it might be used, and also because I'm changing it, I'm using my imagination of why this would be this way, why it would be that way, why these things would exist in different ways. So I guess those are the main reasons that I like to do the customization stuff. Also, I just like working with my hands. I work as a 3D modeler, so I really appreciate having a hobby that involves using my hands, because I don't get to do that. It's a very creative job, but I don't get to do that kind of stuff in my job. So I like to have something to really get my hands dirty with. I'm curious to know for you all out there, why you like customization of Gunpla, why you get into that, why it excites you. Or perhaps you just like watching other people do it. You don't necessarily do it yourself and just see other people doing it on YouTube or wherever else. I'd like to know about that too. So let me know in the comments what you think about that kind of stuff. So with this kit, in terms of a plan moving forward for this project, in the last couple of series, I did a lot of design work in advance, photo bashing and that kind of stuff, to sort of give me an idea of the overall what I want to do. And then the project was basically just, for the most part, implementing that plan with some adjustment as I went along, but pretty much trying to stick to that original design. That has been wonderful in terms of getting up my confidence in terms of the reshaping of stuff, and that was really what I was focusing on in terms of upping my skills during those projects. But the one thing that I kind of lost while doing that was the more spontaneous kitbash element thing, where you're taking different pieces from your supply of kitbash parts and you're trying them on and discovering more of what you might want to do instead of deciding in advance and then just executing that. So for this project, I'm not going to decide in advance what I'm going to do. I'm not going to design anything in advance. I'm just going to jump in and start working on stuff. And I have some thoughts about what I'm going to do. You know, I really love putting thrusters in the legs. I think that is super cool to have the thrusters sticking out, so I might do something like that. I'll probably keep the arms as is because I like them so much. But basically, I'm gonna do what I used to always do, even at the beginning of this channel, and that is just jump in, not worry too much about where I'm going, and do a lot of discovery in the process. So I hope you're excited to start this with me and follow along as I go along with this project. I really encourage you to participate as much as you can, ask questions if you have them, make comments if you think I'm doing something wrong or if you think I could do something better. I'm always open to that kind of stuff as well. And we'll have the first actual build video starting next week. Thank you very much for watching. That is the end of this week's episode. Please consider supporting the channel by giving me a like on your way out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.